Hey guys, this is Pato Award, and you're listening to Indie Sports Podcast. And or what is that? Is that what it's called? Yeah,
That's
right.
that's perfect.
Or did I say something wrong?
No, trust me, man. I mean, I can edit all this. It's no
What
problem.
is
You
it?
can.
What is it again? Indie Sports Podcast or what?
The Indie Sports Car Podcast.
Not Indie Sports Cars Podcast.
Nice. Yeah, if you want to try it again, go ahead.
Hi guys, I'm Pato Award, and you're listening to the Indie Sports Car Podcast.
Welcome, ICP fans, to another episode of the Indie Sports Car Podcast. What's going on, Mike?
Hey guys, how you doing?
And Krista Hardy, how are you, sir?
Good. Where's Missy?
In bed. It is past midnight, and she has to be in work at 6:30.
Boo. Boo.
But we stayed up late for you, buddy.
I know. I truly appreciate it. You have no idea. I'm gonna write thank you cards for this.
Well, you know, a simple plug in one of your articles on Motorsport Tribune or IndyCar.com or MRTI, you know, it's just as good.
I'll see what I can do. No guarantees.
And I'm, I was very happy to hear, Mike. Congratulations on recording your first ever. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names, man. Don't hate me for that one, but I believe it's
Too late.
the Pitts Parlay Pits.
Yes, Pit Lane Parley.
Oh, I was close. I was close.
Yes, thank you,
Nice.
sir. It'll be on the internet at some point tonight or tomorrow morning.
Rock on. Well, dude, if I could high five you, I would. So we're really happy and proud of you, man.
We need that virtual clapping sound again.
There you go. I got it someplace. Damn it, Mike. See,
Frank Linker, the amputee. Good job.
hey, this is what I got Missy for, but she's in bed. Thanks, Chris. I'm kidding.
Do what I can.
It's good to have you guys on. It really is. Yeah, I mean, that's what's so great about the off season is you have your buddies on, you talk about racing or whatever's going on at the time, and that's good. How about Robin McGinnis, man? I'm happy for him. He deserves the Pro Mazda ride.
It was expected. I mean, I wasn't expecting him to necessarily just get out of Team Pelfrey like that. But then again, when you do the second full season, you win the first race, and then you don't get on the podium again, but your 14/15-year-old teammate does. There would have to be a change. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, this was his second or third year in USF 2000?
Second.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anybody that's been in USF 2000 for 3 years now, 3 years now has been Parker. He really needs, he deserves to be at Pro Mazda. I hope he can get the funding. I'm sure if he gets the funding, he'll be racing for exclusive, without a doubt.
Yeah, easily. He wouldn't want to race with anybody else.
I mean, he swept Toronto. I mean, he split Mid Ohio. I mean, Oliver was unstoppable except for Indy. Half of Mid Ohio and Toronto.
No, Oliver won both races at Indy. It was Mid Ohio.
Oh, sorry.
Watkins Glen he didn't win at, and Road America.
I think it was Road America I was thinking about.
Yeah, Road America because
I know he had a bad week.
he had a couple.
He was due the way he was going.
Yeah, you don't win. What was it, 7 races and by accident?
Oh no, I mean it's a lot of talent. Plus he's got a lot of good coaches around him, and he's got the demeanor, man. He's so even keeled. He's very unflappable.
It's a good word. It's a good way of putting it.
Thank you. And I didn't even use a thesaurus, nor can I say it. So,
Jersey education, Frank. Jersey education.
well, that's what happens when you spend 2 to 3 different, never mind. Yeah, from second grade.
You tried your best, Frank. You tried your best.
From second grade to ninth grade, I spent, each grade in 3 different school systems. I was never taught cursive. I never went through the DARE program. Obviously, I'm good. Yeah. And,
Frank Linker, everybody.
Yep. And I never learned how to square dance.
I didn't either.
How to what?
Square dance.
Oh, I didn't learn that either. But then again, I also never learned how to diagram a sentence.
What?
Yeah, that's right. I've never diagrammed a sentence.
What does that mean?
Oh, well, you don't know either, so we're cool then.
What does
Yeah, I don't
diagramming a sentence mean?
You lost me on that one.
Yeah, is that like a writer thing?
It's an English thing. Like you learn.
It's like it's like a speaking the language you speak thing.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna send you a link here so you can actually look at what a diagramming a sentence is all about.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Of course.
That she ate vegetables more. I wish.
Frank Linker, everybody.
What is that? Is that like somebody who lost a hangman?
No, scroll down. All right.
To what? The only one pic you sent?
No, scroll. Keep going down.
I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you, Frank Linker, everybody.
How about you just tell me what it is? It is a podcast, Audible and all. It's an Audible medium there. Right.
What I sent you was called a hyperlink. You click on it and it takes you to an internet website.
Why is subject and verb with it like I don't get it. What is that? Let's see. Farmers gave the kids their fresh vegetables.
And you notice how everything is like split up with lines and things like that?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Frank Linker, everybody. So anyway, going back...
It looks like a road map.
That's the point.
Well, where's the start and the finish? There's a bunch of branches to dead ends.
They have words in them. Those words are like different...
The farmers gave kids their vegetables fresh? Is that
They're
it?
fresh vegetables.
They're fresh. Why would you
It's
go?
like... It's like C spot run.
Okay, we need to move on from this. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're getting at. I don't know what you're talking about. Mike, are you following this?
I'm as lost as you, and I am not Jersey educated, so...
See, you're even worse. You're PA. Let's face it. Bunch of sheep.
Thank you.
So anyway, PRI is coming up, and it starts tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to being there.
Huge news coming out of PIR, everybody. In the Trans Am.
PIR, you mean? Wait, PRI, you mean? You said PIR.
Oh.
That's Phoenix International Raceway, buddy.
No, it's Portland.
Frank Linker, everybody.
I'm kidding. It was a joke. Actually, I'm going to go to Phoenix this year. Actually.
Nice. Wait, this year, next week?
No. This year, like.
Frank Linker, everybody.
Why am I arguing with you? Oh my god, you know what I meant. Moving on. Yeah, so going to go to Phoenix. But anyway, at PRI, it's in Indy this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in Indy every year.
I thought it was in Vegas.
No, that's SEMA.
I can't keep these things. Didn't it go to Orlando at one point?
Maybe.
I read that.
But
anyway.
Frank Linker reading something? Wow.
Well, it was. I skimmed. And it's.
Hey, Christian, Frank skimmed your book.
No, I actually read it. Well, okay. Truth be told, Missy read me about 60% of it, and then the next morning I read the last 40%. I suck at reading. What let me tell you? I read it. I know it's in it. You know, I know. That's the important part.
You remind me of Oscar from Hey Arnold, where he had to do a bet where he could actually prove that he knew how to read. So he memorized the first page of A Tale of Two Cities, and then someone switched the book up on him, and they found out that he couldn't actually read.
Dude, are you playing Pong or something with your freaking iPad tap pad thing?
No, I just forgot to mute my microphone.
What are you doing over there?
Yeah, I'm just going through a couple different sites. No worries.
Okay. Anything interesting?
No, not really. We haven't any new Road to Indy announcements recently, except for McGinnis going to Pro Mazda with Linkz. Great move for him. Looking forward to seeing what he can do with that car.
Am I the only one that's surprised with Renus BK going to Pro Mazda and not Indy Lights, being as though he tested him in Indy Lights?
I'm not surprised he's going to Pro Mazda. I mean,
but I'm surprised he's not going to Indy Lights.
No, I think going to Pro Mazda was absolutely the right move for him.
I totally agree. That's why I at the Chris Griffith test, I was like, why the heck is he testing it there? He's not ready. I mean, Pro Mazda, yes. Indy Lights, no.
Well, I mean, it's good to show what you can do in an Indy Lights car. I figure he might try and do like an Indy Lights one-off at an event where there's no Pro Mazda cars, but that'll be up to the Indy Lights people's discretion.
What race would that be?
Let's see. I'd have to. No, Pro Mazda is going to be there.
Nice. Awesome. I'm happy about that.
I take it back. No, Pro Mazda will not be at Iowa.
Iowa maybe, huh?
Actually, Iowa would probably be a really good.
Do you see how I go right into knowing what exactly I'm talking about? I am good at this. Okay.
Sometimes you just look into it.
Yeah, I try to. Yeah, that's the only way I get there. What? You were slamming me, right? I was just trying. Okay.
I was just having fun with it.
It just got quiet, and I'm like, did I miss the joke, or did I make a different joke out of something that didn't exist? I don't know. I thought I heard what I thought I heard. I know I'm not seeing what I know. I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing, or something.
You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, and I can't believe you have seen that movie.
I've seen all three Rush Hours. 3 was definitely not the good.
Why would you do that to yourself? I mean, I seen 1. I went to the movies to see 2, but didn't watch any of it, and I've never seen 3.
I saw 2 in theaters, and then I saw 3 in theaters. I saw 1 on TV like years later.
Where?
What?
Where'd you see him?
I saw 2 and 3 in the theaters, and I didn't see 1 until years later.
I'm sorry. Mike, I mean, come on. You back me up here? Is that funny?
I'm gonna side with Chris on this one because I like Chris, and I got nothing for you.
Well, whenever I go to the theater, that's what I was laughing about. The way he's saying theaters, and I know he's doing it on purpose, just to screw with me.
No, well, I don't want to screw with you. I'm not into men.
You do it every. Okay, fair enough. That's not true. I remember the first time we met. You looked in my eyes, I looked into yours, and then Missy was there, and we went, crap! She's here!
Anyway, so...
Maybe one of these days I'll be alone, buddy.
Nah, I'll pass. So anyway, we're looking at... Zoom. Like I passed you on iRacing that one time.
Dilly. That did not happen, dilly.
I have no idea what that means.
Me either.
Off to the pit of misery with you, dilly.
Philly? What?
No, it's Philly dilly here.
Oh.
Yeah, and today was Wednesday.
Frank Linker, everybody.
Hey, I don't make these names up. I hear them from Missy. She tells me them. apparently Mike just moved in, around in Pennsylvania from one place to another.
I did.
Yep. Hasn't won a thing yet, by the way. If anything, it should be Pennsylvania. He's actually won a Super Bowl. So there you go. And I'm not even a Steelers fan.
Boo Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I don't like Pittsburgh at all, but I'm an Eagles fan, but I'm not. I can't say how Eagles fans just jump on somebody and like he's the second coming of Joe Montana. He hasn't done a thing yet. He hasn't won anything yet.
Well,
although
to be fair, neither is a franchise.
I know, that's my point, Chris. We constantly do this. That's why 2004 was so just like us winning the NFC Championship to go to the Super Bowl. We might as well have had a parade for that, to be honest with you. That's how it felt. It felt like we won the Super Bowl, so by the time the Super Bowl came around, we were all just like hungover from celebrating.
So anyway, I figure we can get into a little bit more racing stuff going here.
That's a racing podcast. ICP, everybody. They can find everything if you want to at the website of the show. So,
Great linker, everybody.
Yeah. This is how I fall apart when this is not here. Anyways, so
I have a little bit of a racing story to bring up.
Yeah, go for it.
So this past weekend in Pensacola, Florida, was the 50th annual Snowball Derby. It's a super late model race at Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Florida, and it brings out a lot of interesting short track racers and a couple of drivers from that series.
What, the N-word?
Yeah, NASCAR.
No, it's the N-word. Don't curse on here. It's a clean podcast.
Oh, I'm down and dirty. Anyway, Kyle Busch actually won the thing, and what's really amazing about
you mean somebody who races that series won a lower series?
Well, so here's actually the thing: super late model racing, it's actually a lot more competitive than NASCAR is. Kyle
won.
Kyle actually did not have the best car that day. He simply outdrove the guys with 20 or 30 laps to go, and that's how he won the race. He didn't have a good car during the whole race, but he proved why he's the best by actually outdriving guys that drive super late models very often.
Who won the championship this year?
Martin Truex Jr.
So why didn't he beat him?
Because he didn't enter. Can't beat someone if they don't enter the race.
That is true, Chris. I mean, if there's anything ever true I've ever heard, that is the truest.
Frank Linker, everybody.
Welcome.
That's my new meme, everyone. I'm testing it out. Gonna take it on tour.
I think it needs to be on a T-shirt soon. We need the Indie Sports Car Podcast T-shirt with some sayings on it.
Oh, would be the first one.
Frank Linker, everybody.
No, the word just on the shirt. And the letter U, so it's real cool and hip, and real jive to the way these turkeys talk nowadays. Is that how they talk?
No idea.
I'm old now. I've come to grips with it. I'm 30, almost 5. I'm just old now. I'm 5 years off of 40, and I'm sure I've lived past half my lifespan. I guarantee it. I'm not making it past 65. There's not a chance in hell. Oh, I'm so out of shape. I'm a mess.
Hey, round is a shape.
Thank you.
That was the nicest thing Chris has said all episode.
My entire life of knowing him. What are you talking about? Thank you, Chris. My self-confidence is through the roof right now. So, getting back to...
But anyway, Snowball Derby. So I actually went there back in 2015, and what's so cool about that event is that it's actually got a lot of... Well, besides that, there's actually a lot of tradition around the event, where they have the cars lined up on the inside of there's a smaller oval on in the infield, and they line up the cars there before they bring them out to the the racetrack, the front stretch.
So they start in the pits.
No, they don't start in the pits. But for me, the probably the most fun part was after the race because they have the tech shed called the Room of Doom, and what they do there is they have Ricky Brooks, who is the chief technical inspector, and this is a no-nonsense kind of guy. If you're either legal or you're not, he'll throw you out if you're not legal. It doesn't matter what the infraction is. If you're not legal, you're out of there. He actually threw Kyle Busch out a few years ago, but the year that I went, Christopher Bell won the race in a Kyle Busch-owned car, but what happened was he did a Polish victory lap, meaning that he drove the wrong way around the track, and all the dirt and rubber and stuff got onto the left side tires. And here's the thing.
I was drinking
Frank Linker, everybody.
I was drinking coffee when you said that. I'm sorry. I never heard that before, but that's hysterical.
What, a Polish victory lap?
Yes, you don't have to repeat it. It's kind of racist, but go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why it's called the Polish victory lap is because a Polish...
I got it why it's called that, Chris.
Do you know who did it first?
It, you know?
Do you know who did it first?
I don't know.
Alan Kulwicki. He was an owner-driver that won the Phoenix...
is that Polish?
Yeah. He won the Phoenix NASCAR race in 1988, and he did a victory lap the wrong way around the track.
Was he real quickie about it?
He won the NASCAR championship in 1992, so he had to be.
That was bad for Chip. That was even bad for Chip, Michael.
So anyway, Kulwicki won the NASCAR title in 92, and he was the last true independent owner-driver to win. And the reason why I say true independent is because Tony Stewart, when he did it, he still had a lot of manufacturer backing behind him, while Kulwicki did everything his own way. And unfortunately, he died in a plane crash on April 1st.
He was trying to do the...
in 1993.
Yeah, wasn't he trying to do the 500 to the 600?
No, in April of 93, he was flying to a race.
Isn't it?
No, Davey Allison was flying into Talladega when he passed away in a helicopter accident in July of 93.
That's sad.
You're thinking of John Andretti.
John Andretti
That sounds likely.
Passed away?
No. He's still alive. In fact, he actually got through with another round of chemo. I think his final round, from what reports were on Facebook a while back. But good for him.
Speaking of that, and then that's awesome to hear. Good for him. But have we heard anything new on
Robin
Miller?
Oh, not that I've heard. Although from what he said on JMV, who's an afternoon sports broadcaster on 1070 in Indianapolis, his doctor told him if there's ever a kind of cancer that you want, this is it. So
that's what I heard, and they caught it pretty early. I heard too, so that's always good. So hopefully he comes out of it okay.
Yeah, he's absolutely a good person on that.
Really is a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
And John Andretti, I mean, he's going through chemo right now too. That sucks. I mean, but hopefully he's okay. Did you say John Andretti or?
No, Andretti finished up his last bout recently. They're still waiting for I think some tests to come in, if I remember right. Then again, I've had a lot of things go through my mind, so I may not be 100% sharp on that.
I think he finished his last round. You are pretty much correct, Chris, but I think I read he did complete his last round.
Good.
It's really good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, chemo sucks. Honestly, I mean, watch somebody go through chemotherapy is just gut wrenching. But went through his last round, and that hopefully it remains inactive, I guess is what they call it, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully, or at least for a long, long, long time. So there you go. and by then they'll probably cure for it. Hopefully, I mean they got to by now. I mean, Magic Johnson's still alive. Come on.
That's HIV. That's not cancer.
Well, in my mind, that's even worse, isn't it?
So back to racing.
Yeah, moving on. Racing.
Frank Link or everybody?
No. So who was I thinking of? That didn't somebody get into like a helicopter crash or something, going from the 500 to the 600? I could have sworn that. Maybe
they didn't. They had the only stuff like that I've heard was they had Davey Allison in '93 at Talladega.
Getting screwed up, yeah.
They had there was another NASCAR plane crash in 2004. I want to say it was when some guys from Hendrick Racing were heading to a race, and it was at they were going to Martinsville actually, and it was Ricky Hendrick, Rainey Dorton, who was the chief engine builder, and a few other people.
And did any of them make it out okay, or
no? All 10 people died.
It's terrible. I don't remember hearing about that, to be honest.
Yeah, they had Jimmy Johnson ended up winning the Martinsville race, and he said, "Don't even go to victory lane, just go by the NASCAR hauler." And Jim Hunter, who was the I think it was the director of communications for NASCAR, ended up announcing it on NBC live on the air there.
Wow.
Well, that's very classy.
Well, they let the families know first.
What?
Well, they let the families know first, at least.
Well, of course. Yeah, sure. Anywho. Mateus Lease, Chris, what's your thoughts?
Should have been in Indy Lights another year. In my opinion, winning the Freedom 100 is a good thing, especially if you want to drive for AJ Foyt. But I think that there was a lot of inconsistency last year, and I think that another year of lights would really do him a lot of good.
And let's face it, last year's Freedom 100 was nothing like the previous years. I mean, especially with Herta, crashing the first lap there and all, really screwed the whole pace of the race up. Yeah.
I think if Herta wouldn't have crashed on the first lap, it wouldn't have been as easy for Mateus to win that race.
I think Herta would have won it if he didn't crash.
Well, he has a lot of work. I think I won't say he would have won, but I can at least say that he would have made it.
He would have finished well.
Yeah, he would have finished well. I'm thinking easily top 5.
Somebody just did something that made their mic sound a lot different.
Oh, I just switched positions.
It's okay.
I'm laying down now. Instead of just sitting up, I'm laying down.
Oh, right on. Okay. Hey, I mean, this is a relaxing kind of a show during the silly season, just talking a little bit about something, so you just have yourself a little snooze there, Chris. We'll wake you up if we need you. I'm kidding. So, Chris, is like Best Buy, you work for Best Buy, right?
Yeah, I work in the warehouse of a Best Buy, yeah.
And
we're on that writing.
I mean, we all heard about Target and how they're downsizing and everything. You see Best Buy kind of following suit?
No, they're doing really well. They're doing really well.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, I hope they are. I haven't been in one in a while, but yeah.
You wouldn't recognize it if you hadn't been in one in about 5 years.
No, it's been, earlier than that, maybe about 8 months ago.
Oh.
Every once in a while, I gotta go in there for something. Yeah. So, but that's good. It's good to hear that they're doing good. Yeah, I mean, Mike, what do you think about Mateus Lace, coming out of Indy Lights so soon? Do you think it was a good move or what?
I think Chris hit the nail on the head, but I think it all came down to Foyt needs the money, and he probably had a lot of money from that Brazilian TV contract. I'm not going to repeat everything Chris just said because I pretty much agree word for word, but money talks, especially when it comes to Foyt. He probably needs that money after the last couple of years. So if any money he can get, he's probably going to take right now.
And if you think about it, it makes Larry happy because now he has his veteran driver to teach his, green driver.
Yep.
And they're both Brazilian, so that makes sense. They have a common ground, an easier way to talk to each other, I suppose. Yeah. There you go. So that makes sense.
I'm surprised AJ hasn't learned a bit of Portuguese, considering how many drivers from Brazil he's had for him. Vitor Meira comes to mind.
Yeah, how many times did he race for him? Like 5 different times. Like
he drove for him, like I think 2009 through 2000. What was it? 11, I think it was.
When did he go to Andretti? Or no, he never went to Andretti. That's not.
No, Vitor Meira never went to Andretti.
No, I'm thinking of someone else. I'm thinking of Viso.
Viso went to Andretti in 2013. He never drove for Foyt.
No, I know. It's just Viso and Mira. They just got crossed up in my head.
Frank Linker, everybody.
Good God! It's 12:30 in the morning, everybody. Because of Krista Hardy, everybody. Where's Missy, everybody? Thank Krista Hardy, everybody.
Get your own bit, Frank.
I know. I'm just trying to beat it down to the ground so you stop saying that. So, Chris, I don't think I ever really got to it, or maybe I did. I don't know, but anybody really surprised you out of the Chris that test? I can't say right now.
Jeez. Use your words, Frank. Use your words.
It's been a long day, man. I gotta go to work after this still, man. This is ridiculous. So,
as for the Chris Griffiths test,
yeah.
Well, Colton did a really, really good job there. He did a I think he turned like either the fastest lap or the second fastest lap.
Oh boy.
And then you had and you had Oliver Askew, turn a lot of heads, turn on the fastest lap of the weekend in Pro Mazda.
Well, if he hasn't turned every single head by now, I'll tell you, man, Oliver Askew is going to be a great driver, man. What are you saying about two more years and he's in IndyCar without a doubt? The way he's going.
Depends on if he can keep up. Honestly, when you look at how stacked this Pro Mazda field is, it's going to be even that much more challenging when you have, guys like Renus VK, guys like Robert McGinnis, possibly Parker Thompson, possibly Kalen Frederick, assuming that he gets a drive in Pro Mazda. You could possibly have David Malukas doing Pro Mazda again,
yes.
or this year rather. Coming up.
What about Nikita? You think he's coming back to Pro Mazda?
No idea.
Lasting chicken?
No idea.
Okay. How about TJ? Is he coming back to Pro Mazda?
He tested Indy Lights at Chris Griffiths. I mean, one good thing about I think honestly you might see TJ do Indy Lights because one thing about him with the Indy Lights car, he can actually fit in it. He's really tall. So
yeah, he is. And does he chew?
What?
Just curious, tobacco. Does he chew tobacco?
No, he has asthma. Why would he do that?
Frank, where did that question come?
Because I've met TJ numerous times. I don't know. It's not something you just come out and ask somebody.
Frank Linker, everybody.
I'm not saying he has giant gums or anything. He doesn't, but I was just asking because I thought I saw him carrying around that cup that you spit into every once in a while. Or maybe he had dental surgery previously. I don't know. Just wondering. You're in the know, Chris. That's why I ask you these questions. Me and the listeners want to know these things. That's why we're here. To give them the answers they want to know.
What is the meaning of life?
Yeah, come on, Chris. Tell me.
42.
Okay.
I don't know what that meant.
I still haven't seen that movie either.
Mike, what do you think the meaning of life is?
IndyCar.
Great answer, Mike.
Good enough for me.
Yep, I will agree. Wholeheartedly agree. I can't wait for 2018, man. I really can't. I really can't wait for the season to come out.
Yeah, it's got me.
I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, it's okay. It's got me really considering, trying to find a way to make my way down to, St. Pete for the first race of the year for the full weekend.
It's definitely an awesome place. I've gone to St. Petersburg the last 3 years, and let me rephrase. Wait, did I go? Yeah, I went in 15, and I went in 16. So yeah, this will be do what?
I said we went in 15, 14, 12, 13, and 14, and 15, 16, and last year we didn't go because the airfare jumped up really bad.
So it's like every year that I went, you didn't go. So I was like, oh, it's keeping you away.
Like when the DW12 came out for the first race, we were there, and for 3 years on. My mom moved down there, but then the airfare jumped like through the roof. So,
I actually drove last year to go, or this year to go. I should say.
How long of a drive from New Orleans is that?
About 10 hours or so.
Yeah, it's about 23 for me. So, yeah, St. Pete is going to stay where it is, and I'm going to stay where I'm at for the time being until I can find cheaper airfare. Anyway, I'm hoping this year when we're not getting down there. Okay, so yeah, I had a great question for Mike too. Darn it.
Frank Link or everybody?
Oh, Chris Hardy. So, Chris, any good articles that have come out lately, and anything you're working on, buddy?
I had a couple of things come out for IndyCar.com recently about Colton Herta. I had something come out about Parker Thompson last month. One about Hunter Brayton, who ran the SCCA runoffs back in September or October. He's another good kid. Another one about Kalen Frederick. Quite a few, actually. We're looking at trying to see what else. I'm trying to get one out about the Andretti charity garage sale that they had on Tuesday.
Okay. Excuse me.
But yeah, some really good stuff.
That sounds awesome, man. And again, Mike, your first episode, and you said it's coming out tomorrow already?
The first episode of Pit Lane Parley will be out in the morning once I upload it to all the places it needs to be uploaded. But it was recorded this evening with my awesome co-host, Jess Baker, and it will be online and shared on all the fun social media platforms when I can get some time to upload it.
Right on. And again, the name of the show there, Mike?
The Pit Lane Parley.
Do you have Twitter yet?
All the social media is at Pit Lane Parley.
How do you spell that?
Parley.
Cool, thanks.
Nice. Right on. Again, Mike, nothing but the best of luck to you, brother. We're really, happy, proud of you, man. Honestly,
thanks, sir.
And that's more great content coming out of the Northeast. So what's that tell you, right? Watkins Glen's got to come back. I'm talking about 2019. Screw Mexico City. Don't worry about Portland. We need to get back into Watkins Glen, okay?
I would second that, because that was a great weekend. It was a fun drive up there. I had a good time, and you had all the Road to Indy Series racing on an iconic American track that's very flowing and hasn't been tokenized yet.
I just wish it wasn't such a crappy weekend as far as weather goes, man. The weather killed that weekend. I mean, we still had a great time, but I think just the casual fan that's been starting to get into IndyCar, I mean, I heard a lot of feedback, and they were just like miserable because of the weather, obviously, So they kind of feel like they got screwed out of the money they spent. Which, not for nothing, but when you buy tickets to a race, you kind of accept the fact that it could rain.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Like I freak out every time I spend way too much money on 2 Flyers tickets and they lose. It's infuriating. But it's not like I'm going to stop watching hockey.
I can't stop watching hockey because I never started in the first place.
You should. The Flyers are they suck right now. What is it like? Oh, they won tonight finally. They broke their 12-game losing streak.
Frank Winker, everybody.
So
the team I would watch, by the way, is the Dallas Stars.
Why?
They were the team that I looked at when I was a kid. Whenever I watched hockey, and plus they're
closest local team to you.
They're to New Orleans when I was a kid. Yeah, they were. I think Nashville's probably closer, but they didn't come around until after Dallas had already won the Stanley Cup.
Having an NHL team in Vegas is odd to me. Just like Dallas, it's too hot. Ice hockey in the desert just doesn't sound right. I don't know why.
I don't know about Vegas too much, but other than their team's doing well, but not to get completely off topic, but the Dallas team, the market down there is pretty big. I know people who have season tickets, and they regularly pack that stadium almost to a sellout. So yeah, they're doing something right down there.
Right on. Yeah, and next year the Winter Classic will be back in Philly again. Looking forward to that. Got to go to that one next year.
So the Chili Bowl Nationals are next month. Chris, are you going?
No, I'm not. My next event that I'm going to after PRI is going to be the Rolex 24 Daytona, if I can manage to make that work, which I'm pretty sure I'll be able to.
Yeah, same here. Now, PRI, Chris, that's starting tomorrow?
Yeah, it starts tomorrow at 9 a.m.
And lasts till?
About 5 o'clock. Well, that day at 5 o'clock, and then there's a Thursday and a Friday part. A Friday and a Saturday part as well.
That's what I was asking, buddy. and you know it.
Frank Winker, everybody.
Chris DeHardy, everybody.
Chris, What can we expect at PRI for the next couple days?
Announcements, several announcements, reveals. I know Callaway is going to have their car reveal for the Pirelli World Challenge series that they're going to be running in. It's going to be pretty cool, in my opinion.
Trans Am's going to have a huge announcement.
Zach Beach is going to have a Q&A tomorrow. Rossi's going to have an announcement, probably confirming the amazing race, which we already knew. Worst kept secret,
Ever.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What? The worst kept secret? What is?
Frank Linker, everybody.
Yeah. Wasn't me.
Seriously.
Shout out to Shaggy. No, Rossi and Connor Daly doing the amazing race.
They are?
You didn't. If you didn't know, then what kind of rock you've been living under, dude?
That's the New Jersey education.
You know how many episodes I've seen of that? 0. I didn't even know it was still on TV. I don't watch news. How did that get by me? I don't know. Probably because I work too much. See, this is what I need Missy for. No, but I did not know that.
One thing I can confirm for our listeners.
Now, what consists of the Amazing Race? Don't they go around the world or something?
One thing I can confirm for the listeners of this program, because Frank works constantly, cash rules everything around him. Cream, get the money, dollar bill, y'all.
That's MOTHOD, Frank.
Frank, what group was I quoting there?
I don't know.
Wu-Tang, come on, man.
Why do you think I just did a Method Man reference, you dummy?
Who?
Oh my God. Wu-Tang? Goodness gracious. By the way, thank you, Sergio.
Christian, if you're having an aneurysm listening to this, I apologize.
By the way, Christian's book, wow. Guys, go to Amazon.com.
But Frank, who's Christian?
Christian?
For those people that haven't listened to this part of the show before.
It's Christian. He's on our show, more than me.
Christian what?
Aleixo.
Aliejo.
Sure. That's how you say it. And I'm sure that's how it's said. because I sure can't say it right, and it's been way too long. A year, actually.
Frank Link or everybody?
Bit embarrassed.
Chris, you beat me to that one.
But hey, the book was great. $14.99 Amazon. And if you have a Kindle, don't worry. Get the paperback, because then you get Christian to sign it when you go to one of the races. He will be racing it soon. And then you get the 99-cent Kindle download. So you can't beat it. Everybody wins. So definitely check it out. And the best way to get that link is to go to Twitter, and that's ALEIXO Racing. Yep.
Frank, you mentioned a book. What's the title of it?
It's called My Life in Story semicolon or the two dots that the clock uses, digital clock.
A colon? You
No.
literally just said semicolon and then
Oh, yeah. Well, just the two
Frank
dots.
Winker, everybody.
You know, half of the smiley face without the smile. So it's my life and story, that half the smile with the eyes, and it's the outside groove.
Frank, you remind me of the coach on Big Mouth.
I don't know what that is, and I don't know why I remind you of that.
It's the show that I gave you the trailer for just before we went on the air.
I don't
Great!
remember.
It's on Netflix, y'all. Take a look at it. It's really funny.
Yeah, and by the way, Stranger Things season 2, big disappointment. Hate it.
Because it was too strange.
I'm not. No, I know it is too on the nose. I know I'm in the minority here because everybody seems to be just loving it. But and the most douche show moment I've ever seen was Rudy saying a line in that show. I even recorded it and put it on Facebook. Yep, I was mad. Anyway, but I don't know. You guys see it yet? Mike, you see it yet?
No.
I have never seen season 1, so
Season 1 was amazing, phenomenal. And if you grew up in the '80s, it's even that much more better, because it really brings you back. This season, it's like they got things from the '80s and just like kind of punch you in the face with it. Last season was all in the details. I don't know, and the story is really lacking too. But I'm only up to like episode 4, so I'm really hoping it picks up. But I don't know. Bit weird. Bit out there. But hey, I'm sticking in. Anyway, so Chris, coin seat. Who do you see going, buddy?
Honestly, we still have yet to make. We're not going to know that for a while, I think. He's got some good talent looking for that seat. R.C. Enerson is looking for that seat. Mm-hmm. We have Esteban Gutierrez looking for that seat. I'm sure of that. I mean, we're also, Connor Daly's still looking for a seat as well.
Money, too.
Well, the good thing about Connor Daly for that seat is that he's a known quantity with Dale Coyne. Dale knows him. Dale's had him for a year. He knows what he's getting. And I think Connor learned a lot last year.
What?
Hey, Carlos Huertas won a race, and look at where he is now.
I don't know where he is now.
Exactly.
I know. I see. That's just playing off each other because I knew where you were going with that. That's chemistry right there. Yep, that's what they call radio chemistry. Yep.
Frank Linker, everybody.
That's going to be the name of this freaking episode. That's right.
It has to be.
Week number 158 or some crap like that now. And we're still just trashing me most of the episode. It's fun, though.
I take no blame if you get a drinking problem.
I'm allergic to alcohol, thank goodness, because I would definitely be an alcoholic. Mike, who do you think? Who do you see in the coin car?
Who do I want to see? Would be R.C. Enerson. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think he's a hell of a driver.
And he has all that crap that Hardy just said for Daly.
He stole the words right out of my mouth. I have a gut feeling it'll end up being Daly because it's a known quantity, and after all that money Dale Coyne lost last year, going through
He's going to need a
57 car tubs, he might want somebody who he knows is going to get the car home in one piece for the most part.
Yeah, he just has to, make sure he doesn't run into the back of anybody. Get it? Oh, God.
I got nothing here.
That was a big stretch, I know. And hey, I love Connor. I honestly, Connor's a great guy. I've known him for years. So yeah, he's a good guy. Really, I want nothing but the best.
He only had, I think, if I remember right, he only had one crash this year, and that was at the Indy 500. So he was able to bring the car home.
Great. So was Ed. And where did Ed go?
Ganassi.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you that, but Connor was involved in the incident at Texas, I believe. But he did finish. He wasn't. No, the very end of the race.
I said who was it? Who wasn't? Not.
Oh, Power.
Good point.
Yeah, and that's what I love about Will. Will wins the race. Somehow somehow wins the race. Yeah, somehow wins that race. Because of just lack of cars on the track. But normally he's the unluckiest driver in IndyCar, so how he escaped all that's beyond me. And he gets out of the car and he's mad that he won. The way he won, it was too,
No, he was mad because of the style of racing that it was.
That it wasn't racing, it was steering. He was just steering the car around. That's not racing. But that's what he was complaining about, was like, too much downforce. So that's why this new car coming out, he has no room to complain this year about the car or the downforce levels or any of that. Make suggestions behind closed doors, but there's no more, outbursts after you win a race. That's what I like about him. He wants to be challenged. He doesn't want to win a race. Well, he wants to win a race, but he wants to be challenged and win a race. I guess it doesn't feel as earned as it should have been. I don't know.
Similar to how he won Pocono, I guess is what you're getting at?
Exactly how he won Pocono. That was earned. Very well. Very much so earned. Especially holding off Joseph Newgarden for 6 laps. And
he had to go on an alternate strategy because of all the stuff that he had going on within that race.
Yeah,
that's right.
If some people had a doubt that Power can drive on ovals, I think that all got taken away when he won at Pocono. And also, he had that win at Milwaukee where he absolutely dominated.
Chris, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The people that hate Will at this point, there's nothing Will can do that will ever change that. Even the skeptics. I don't know why. Will's either he's your favorite driver or you hate his guts. I don't know why. You notice that? He's one of the biggest heels in the sport, really.
You know who would really be a big heel for the sport, I think? Santi Aruscio.
Yes. I already don't like him. He's not even in yet.
That's what she said.
I guess he's still stuck at 70% budget.
I know. We're at 97%, everybody. Oh, no. St. Pete just started. I got to give all the money back. Oh, no.
But seriously, Santi would make a great villain for IndyCar. He would be a fantastic guy to wear the black hat.
I think Franzoni will.
No, Franzoni is not a villain. He's just an overall cheerful person. He's a very positive person.
It's not what I've heard from people who race against him.
Everything I've heard, everything I've experienced with him, just talking with him, I very rarely have seen him without a smile on his face or without something good to say. It's been very, very rare. And
remember what happened between him and Anthony at Mid-Ohio?
Yeah.
I told you what happened in the...
I said it was very, very rare that I find him without either a smile on his face or something good to say.
Fair enough. Good point. He did, the reason I say he'll be a good heel is because He's very talented, right? But for some reason, it just seems like him and Anthony are going to be neck and neck for their entire career, really.
In my opinion, if you get Anthony Martin and Victor Franzoni and Indy Lights next year, they're going to be the duo to watch. I firmly believe this. They bring out the best and the worst in each other.
They really do. And it's awesome to see. And it's almost like who can keep their cool the longest.
And last year it was Victor.
Yeah. And his teammate.
Jeff Green. Funny enough about Jeff Green, if you look at his progression at Gateway last year, he was the third or fourth fastest car on track, and the guy was 60 years old running.
Yeah.
That's true. So that's him. Okay.
Yeah, he actually was going to have the goal of trying to be the oldest driver to ever run in the Indy 500. I'm not sure if he's going to still pursue that.
Hey, but more power to him for trying.
Yeah, not going to knock him for that. I mean, hey, go for it, dude. You're not harming anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, especially somebody like that. I saw a couple of guys who were, older-ish racing in the lower series. If you've got the money, might as well give it a shot.
Yeah, although I'm not sure how much that's going to be allowed for next year. Given how off the pace the national class guys were this year in Pro Mazda, the new car is 5 seconds a lap quicker than the old car on fast times. So if you have the old car with the old guys, and they're now all of a sudden 10 seconds off the pace, that's a recipe for disaster. So I'm pretty sure, if the Pro Mazda series decides they're going to can the so-called classic car category, I think it was called, or vintage car class or whatever.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did that because they don't want to have it. They don't want to have it where it's going to be a safety hazard, because that right there was
like a multi-class freaking race.
Yeah, and that's not something that the series neither needs nor wants.
No, not at all. I mean, even the national class. What do you think? Do you think they're going to keep on going with it? Because you haven't really seen anybody really use the whole national class setup the way it's set up right now to their advantage. Because there's never enough entrants for it to count.
No, the national class was really there so that older guys could be race car drivers when they weren't doing their day jobs.
Well,
pretty
not
much
just older guys, but also lower
guys like
funded,
Matt Machico,
and also lower funded teams that are trying to Just saying.
That too.
But it just doesn't make much sense. I mean, if you're going to put a class out there, you should do 2 different races then. National class and maybe that'll attract more people into the national class,
At least the good thing about the national class drivers is that they kept, for the most part, out of the way.
They really did. Yeah.
So they have to be really commended for what they did there. I can't say anything bad about them then for that.
No. And I mean, I totally agree with you as far as Pro Mazda goes. I mean, the new car coming out being 5 seconds faster, and they're going to be in that old car still. So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. The other thing,
Paul Tracy at one of the last years of Grand Am Rolex in that orange old what was that?
Daytona prototype?
Riley. Yeah, that Riley that he had. That thing was so old looking when he was racing against everyone else.
So let's look at the sports car side of things. I mentioned going to the Rolex 24 next year. I'm really looking forward to it, considering that you have, what was it, Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris. So you have the Lando Nando or Nando Lando connection right there. Lance Stroll's going to be there. Him too. You're going to have, speaking of Spencer Pigot, you're going to have Mazda being represented by Team Yost at this event. You're going to have Team Penske there running the Acura program. It's going to be a star-studded lineup. I cannot wait to go.
Yeah, and speaking of Daytona, because it's a 500 eventually, but the Indy 500 is really going to be Elio's really big send-off from IndyCar, because we never really got to give him one, you know?
Well, I think that Elio has a really good shot of winning this year when you look at the numerology behind it, because he won in his first 2 years running there, just like well, no other driver's done that, but he won his first two 500s in consecutive years, just like Allinger Sr. did back in 70 and 71, while Elio did it in 01 and 02. Then he waited 7 years to win his third one, and then after he won his third one, it was another 9 years until he won again. So if the numerology comes true, then 2018 is going to be Elio Castroneves' year at the 500.
You heard it now, folks. Chris DeHardy claims Helio is winning it.
Well, that's another
December 6th.
Well, that's another thing.
What's crazy is it's hard for us to argue with him.
I'm not. I didn't say I was arguing.
No, I'm saying like that's what's crazy about it, you know, and that's why I'm freaking pulling my hair out that he's gone.
Well, you look at the numerology. Rick Mears was going to win his fifth Indy 500 in 1993 if he kept going, because he won in 79, then he won in 84. There were 5 years there between. Then he won in 88, so there were 4 years between. Then he won in 91, so that's 3 years to the next one. Then 2 years to the next one would have been 93. And then he would have won in 94.
That. It doesn't work like that, dude.
Dude, do the math.
There is no math.
There was.
It's anybody.
You had 80, 81, 82, 83, 4, and then 5 for 84. Then you had 85, 86, 87, and then you had the fourth for 88. Then you had 89, 90, then you had the 3 for 91. Then if you would have kept going into 93, he would have won that race.
No, I understand there is a deduction of 1 per win there. I get it. Yeah. But okay, how about Dario? All of his wins. They
under caution.
I know they were under caution. I know. My point being is, was there a mathematical equation to prove that it was going to happen that way? I doubt
the only math I can come up was that he won in 2007 and 2012, so he had 2 years, and then the third one was 10. Then he had the 1 year between 10 and 12, so he should have won it. Realistically, if you go by that formula, he should have won in 2013.
And 14 and 15 and 16 and 17 and 18, because you ran out of numbers to subtract.
Can't run out of numbers if there aren't any to subtract in the first place.
That's very true, Chris. I mean, again, if there's ever a truer statement ever spoken by a human being in the world, there it was, guys. You can't subtract numbers if they don't exist, right, Mike?
That's what New Jersey education taught you, then it's what PA education taught me.
That's Pennsylvania education. Ugh.
So who's going to the Ed Carpenter seat?
Honestly, we mentioned Connor Daly going to, maybe doing Dale Coyne. I honestly think that he would also be a great fit at Ed Carpenter's team doing the number 20 car on the road street courses.
He'd be a better fit there, yes.
However, we could also see a myriad of drivers take that seat as well. Y'all are really going to hate me for saying this, but I really don't care. If Ed Carpenter wanted to go all Charlie Day on us, that's a reference to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want
Philly guys, and you don't think we don't know his name.
Well, I'm from New Orleans. I've never watched Treme, so draw your own conclusions there. Nor have I ever watched NCIS New Orleans. Did you
ever see War of the Worlds, the original one? That was a good movie.
No.
I thought we were just throwing random things out there.
Frank throwing it out there. Anyway, if Ed really wanted to go Charlie Day on this on the IndyCar series, there's one person he could put in that car that would really worry, everybody. I won't say it. You know who I'm thinking.
Who? Painted all pants?
Sage Karam?
Yeah.
I mean, look, like it or not, you know full well with Sage, you'll get the best effort out of him. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. If he gets everything straightened out...
When
I know.
When is this if going to happen? Dude,
I don't know. It took Team Richmond like 4 or 5 years to finally get everything right where he could become a championship contender in NASCAR. I look at Sage Karam and I see the same thing, honestly, where he's got a lot of talent, but he's just not refined. If he can get
dumb as a brick.
He's not dumb as a brick.
I think he's made some poor choices in his social media battles and maybe cast a bad light on himself.
I can agree with that fully 100%.
But I'm not disagreeing with you, Chris. But I think, you know, if he can mature like you're saying, maybe this is a good start for him.
It's an emotional battle. The thing is, he lets his emotions sometimes get the better of him behind the wheel, and you cannot do that if you are a racing driver. You can't. It's as simple as that. I think that's been the big crutch that's hampered him throughout his career. And I think that if he fixes that, he'll go a long way toward building up where he can get a career in open wheel racing again. A lot of people forget he won the 2013 Indy Lights Championship, and he also won the 2010 USF 2000 Championship. In 2013, I believe he drove for Sam Schmidt's team. In 2010, he drove for Michael Andretti. So he's got a pedigree behind him.
Nobody's taken away the natural talent that Sage has. He's got miles of it.
He just needs to manage it. If he can manage it, he'll be a very, very big force. That's what I'm saying. If he can manage it, he'll be a tough force to be reckoned with. Yeah. I mean, he finished 9th in his first Indy 500, starting on the last row of the grid.
It's Indy 500. I mean, you can start in the pits and still win the thing.
Well, no one's ever won from the last 5 or 6 starting positions.
Or pole, for that matter. Well, that's not true, but it's very hard.
Pole is actually the most common starting position for a winner, I think.
It is? Is it? Really?
Yeah. Funny enough.
Third was.
I don't think so.
Now, I think we went over this before last.
Funny enough, you mentioned starting positions of winners. When you look at starting positions of winners, after Mario Andretti won it in 1969, starting from second on the grid, nobody starting second won the race until Juan Pablo Montoya in 2000.
Wow.
Heck, if you actually look at
didn't Juan Pablo Montoya win the race from the last row?
No, he won the race in 2015 when he won. He won. He started mid-pack, but he fell to the back very early because of an incident with Simone Di Silvestro on the caution. As for positions that have won the 500 most, the pole has 20 wins. Second and third each have 11.
Well, if you ever wanted to know how much I really do know everybody, there you go. Absolutely zero.
I have the Well, to be fair, I have the Wikipedia article up right here in front of me.
I was hoping I was right. That's all. I was throwing a prayer out there, to be honest.
Several drivers have not. Several positions have not won the race. Actually, 18th, 23rd, 24th, 26th, and 29th through 33rd have not won.
Which is actually really amazing. In over years.
Yeah, so several of those have finished. The lowest finish by those positions has been fourth of the highest finish. So, let's see, 18th, 23rd, 29th, 32nd, and 33rd have all had finishes of second place. Third place was the best for the 26th starting position, and 24th, 30th, and 31st have had the best finishes of fourth place.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah.
like almost, but not quite kind of deal.
Yeah. Fun fact, in 1980, the guy that started 33rd finished second, and the guy that started 32nd in 1980 finished third.
That was fun.
Yep, Gordon Johncock and Gary Bettenhausen.
Right on. Two legends.
Mm-hmm. So looking ahead, right now we have, I think, like 24, 25 car driver combinations set for the Indy 500. I'm wondering if by some chance we might see some bumping this year, because hopefully we'll have some more engines available to run in the race this year.
Yeah, I mean, and another manufacturer of engines to run this year.
Well, it's kind of late for that at this point.
You don't think mid-January's not too late?
No, it's in my opinion, it's too late as it is right now.
Are you happy that Alfa Romeo pulled out or no? And they went
pulled out.
Sauber. Yeah, Alfa Romeo was about to, sign a deal with IndyCar, then they went with Sauber.
I didn't hear that they had signed a deal with IndyCar, but what I did,
no, they didn't sign a deal with them.
Oh, it sounded like you said that they did.
No, they were about to. They were really close, but then they pulled out and they went with Sauber.
Well, honestly, Alfa Romeo doesn't have the most polished reputation in the United States for racing, especially in IndyCar. Their last IndyCar engine was, to put it mildly, a flop.
There's been a lot of those. But you gotta keep trying until you get it.
Well, here's the thing. Alfa Romeo, it was doubly embarrassing because they actually were given a Chevrolet engine from Pat Patrick way back in the mid-'80s. And
I'm sorry.
And they could have torn it down to replicate it and actually make a good engine, but they still made a dog of an engine.
Well, I mean, there's teams in F1 that get Ferrari engines and Mercedes engines, but they can't get what, Mercedes and Ferrari are doing with them. So, I don't know. Point being is, you're saying that Alfa Romeo doesn't have like a great, track record over here, but they're going to go try their hand in F1? That's a better fit for them?
Well, they won way back in the day, but honestly, it's not the same world as back then. It takes a lot more of an effort and technology and commitment to win. I mean, heck, Toyota couldn't win.
True. Okay. So you don't see maybe Mazda? Maybe
No.
Mazda coming, before the season starts?
No, honestly, Mazda is too invested in the development ladder. They aren't going to spend the extra money on it because they have what works for them. They have what works for their vision, and they have no reason at all to change that.
I just want to see a third supplier. It would be good. It would help out a lot of teams that want more than one car. So, Coast, Carlin, come to mind, Harding, place like that. Anyway, and I think the last little bit of news that's happened before we get out of here, guys, is Brian Barnhart is now with Harding. There you go. What do you think?
I don't know, might take the lead on this one.
Maybe we'll get some consistency out of race control. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Great. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that too because that's a great answer, Mike. Great answer. And that's Mike, co-host of a brand new IndyCar-based podcast. And where can they find that at, Mike?
All the social media is at Pitlane Parley, which is spelled Parley. And the website is pitlaneparley.com.
Awesome. And Chris, where can they find all your good stuff, buddy?
Motorsports Tribune, some stuff at IndyCar.com. And for Twitter and Instagram, it's at C DeHardy.
Right on. And again, guys, follow all of our social media goodness at you know the website. So yeah, that's at 3 W's. IndieSportsCarPodcast.com. So, right.
Frank Linkler, everybody.
Oh goodness, there is a shirt coming. Just because it's new, and I want everybody to really remember the name. Mike, just tell the fine folks out there once again, buddy, because I'm proud of you. Can't do my hat for you. Again, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Name of the show, buddy.
It is the Pit Lane Parley, and you can find it on all of the social medias at Pit Lane Parley, Parley.
Okay, I didn't notice that from the beginning of the applause, I swear. Oh, crap, it keeps on going. I don't know what button to hit. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Yeah,
Frank Linkler, everybody.
I just hit number 3, I swear. See? There we go. That's
just right. Like Dale Earnhardt.
That is much more deserved right there. You think? You agree, Mike?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I really wanted to preface. I had no idea there was laughing in the beginning of that because, I wasn't laughing at. But I mean, maybe I will when I'm listening because you're a funny guy. But that's the only reason. Okay, digging a hole. Right up. So, if there's anything else you guys want to address, I think we're going to go out on that note. So, unless there's anything else you guys want to touch on, and again, Amazon.com. Before I forget, Amazon.com. My life in story. Colin, the outside group. Story of Christian
Alejo.
Thank you. Very, very.
Tried your best, Frank. I give it a 6 out of a 10. The Russian judge gave it a 3.
His last name. I can't say his last name ever that well because I can't spell or speak or do anything right for that matter. So, anyway, guys, does anybody want to take the on that note thing? Because I'm terrible at it.
Frank, it has to be you. This is the episode called Frank Linkler, everybody.
Frank Linkler, everybody. All right. And on that note, that I know that Chris knows and Mike knows that there is a new show out there, folks, called the Pit Lane Parley.